my name is Gecko, and I'm a singer-storyteller from London. And Man with a Guitar plays story songs. Kind of, hopefully, within that title explains what's going to happen. There is going to be a man with a guitar, which is going to be me, and there are going to be some story songs played by me. So I hope in the sort of flyer pitch, swift succession of someone understanding what's going to happen, they might understand what's going to happen. So yeah, I write songs often in character, little story vignettes, and there'll be a series of those in the Banshee Labyrinth at the Fringe this year. So yeah.
Amazing. And obviously, I know you've kind of done it for probably a long time doing story songs, but where's the inspiration come for this particular show?
It's a collection of my favourite story songs that I've accumulated over the years, and it's been been a while since we played live shows, so I just really wanted to get the sort of greatest hits together and just have a great time in Edinburgh.
Yeah, and where kind of did that journey then begin when you were younger, kind of getting into songwriting just for story songs?
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so I've written songs since I was about 13, and they've always been kind of a bit wordy and often with like slightly different subject matter than your typical songs. But that's only kind of got more to be the case over the years, and sort of in the last sort of 5 or so years, I've really sort of lent into that even more. And yeah, I really like treating songs in the same way that you might treat a short story. So not necessarily having to be from the first person, from your point of view. I can be like a pig, or I could be the Tooth Fairy. There's so many options. So I just think, why not?
Yeah. And how do you then go about creating those songs, like the ones you've talked about? How do you get that idea and then kind of make that into a song?
It's kind of different routes. That's what I love about writing songs, is that there's not one set way to do it. So sometimes it will be I'll kind of be singing, sort of find some chords that I like on a guitar or a piano and sort of sing some nonsense, and then a few lines might pop out and that might inspire where the story goes. But other times I might have an experience that then I want to kind of create a story around. For example, I've got a song about a character that's in the painting that is opposite the Mona Lisa, and they're kind of fed up that no one really pays them any attention because it's always absolutely packed in there, but everyone's looking at the Mona Lisa. And that came from just going to the Louvre and being in that room and kind of being frustrated, looking around and seeing this amazing painting that no one's paying any attention to. And yeah, so that was the route to that. So I then found the chords I wanted and kind of found the story from that. So yeah, it totally depends. But that's kind of what I really find exciting about writing songs.
Yeah, and I guess the same sort of thing. Is it kind of like the research then, like you say, when you've done that kind of like the Mona Lisa song kind of thing you just talked about, do you then have to like go into researching around it?
Yeah, definitely sort of read into who actually made that painting, or kind of. So yeah, I zoned in on this guy who is playing. So the painting is the Wedding Feast of Cana. So it's one of the I think it's where Jesus turns water into wine. It's that wedding, and there's a guy playing some sort of stringed instrument. So it kind of felt perfect that I could be him, because obviously I play a stringed instrument. And then yeah, reading up on it, it turns out that some people think that guy might be the actual painter, Veronese. He put himself into the painting, so that kind of makes it even better, I think. Yeah, so I was really representing Veronese with that one.
Yeah, I know this is probably an impossible question to throw at you, but do you have kind of any, I know you said it's like the greatest hits, but do you have any kind of personal favourite of your own songs?
Yeah, so there's one song that is actually more of a personal story, which I in the first verse of the song, I'm 7-year-old me, and basically I've just got this memory of when I was when I was 7, being at my grandparents' place, which is in the countryside, and like sort of running around, roaming free, feeling very excited, and I stumbled across a bird that I thought was an unbelievable new discovery. This colourful bird, and basically it was a pheasant, but I'd never seen a pheasant before, and I didn't realise they're pretty common in the countryside. So I ran back, told my family, thought I'd kind of uncovered an extremely exciting event. And then in the second verse of that song, I kind of imagine myself as an old man who's still kind of remembering that moment, and but kind of nearing the end of their life. But then in the story, I'm really giving spoilers here, but in the story, my grandchild then basically gets a load of pheasants and like takes them into the care home, and then they're just flying around and it all goes a bit crazy. And I think that's definitely like the journey of that song is always really fun, and kind of hits home. So that might be my favourite.
Amazing. And as you kind of touched at the start, you're taking the show to Edinburgh, the Banshee Labyrinth, the Free Fringe. What can an audience member expect to see from that?
So I think basically you're gonna hopefully be taken on a bit of a journey. Some of my songs, there's a lot of humour in there, but there are also some sort of more poignant moments. There's also a song about Laika, who was the dog that was sent to space in the 1950s on a one-way mission. So that's a pretty sad tale. So there's going to be there'll be funny moments, but then some more sad moments as well. And I hope that, but within the hour, we'll sort of have felt a load of different emotions. You might even do a bit of singing as well. I quite like to get the audience involved, and I think it might just be it's 2 p.m, a nice sort of afternoon experience at the Fringe. That I think might be a bit different to what you might be used to.
Yeah, and obviously been at the Free Fringe, obviously hopefully more accessible for an audience member. Kind of how important is that to you?
Come and check it out, see what you think. You don't have to pay anything to get in. I might ask you to give some money on the way out, but you can decide if you feel like it's worth it. That's the brilliant thing about the Free Fringe.
I'm sure it will be. But away from obviously the people who aren't going to be able to come to the Fringe, who might say this, you've got kind of albums already out there. Can you tell me about them?
Yeah. So you can. There's 2 albums that I've got. My first album's called Volcano. Second album's called Climbing Frame. They're all on Spotify, Bandcamp, basically wherever you listen to music. I'm also, if you're in the UK but not in Edinburgh, I'm touring the UK in October. You can find the dates geckoofficial.com there. And hopefully I'll be coming further afield as well, sort of next year, but we'll see.
Fingers crossed. But to wrap this up, Brittany, can you tell me just in a concise answer, why should anybody come and see your show?
I think that music is a bit underrepresented at the Fringe, and I think that it will be a sort of a tonic in the midst of your day that could just bring something a bit different, and I think we might have a fun, emotional journey together. So come check it out.
Brilliant. That leaves me to thank you for your time. As you say, is it the Banshee Labyrinth throughout the festival in August?
Yeah, 6th to 28th, not Wednesdays, but 6th to 28th, 2 p.m. at the Banshee Labyrinth in the banqueting hall.